Hello, today we're going to do a demonstration on the Datawatch RMS feature that can be used with Content Manager on Demand. And it is a plug-in as part of the IBM Content Navigator is how it's used. So as a result, we will be logging in to Content Navigator, into On Demand through Content Navigator. And then once I get in here, I'm going to go ahead and select my Focus Monthly Statements. And in here, you have the same capabilities as usual with your Content Manager on Demand. I've got it set up right now to do an AND search, or I can select an any search, which is an OR. But I've got my information already plugged in here, preloaded, so I can go ahead and do a search. I get back a result list, and we'll go out and show you one of the documents right now. And this document, so that way you can at least see what the document looks like prior to us going into the RMS. Now, Datawatch RMS we create a template with Monarch to use as a model or template for RMS. So we'll be going in and pulling out fields out of this report to model. So at this point, I'm going to select all of the reports, and I'm going to then do a right click, and I'm going to select Mine with RMS. And since I only have one model, it's going to go directly into the into RMS. If I had multiple models, it would present me with a list to select which model I want to use. I've got my RMS set up to where it comes into the data portion first. So what we're looking at here is the data that's been pulled out of all of those reports. We had 12 reports out there that we selected, and I'm pulling the data out of all 12 of those. And each line, is a line from that report. And if I select one of the numbers here, like this number 3 here, if I click on that, it takes me back to that report and the line in that report, so you know exactly where this information is coming from. Okay, some of the capabilities in here is I can go up and customize my look and feel of this report. Right now I'm doing a sort on transaction date, but I want to go ahead and add additional condition here just to show you some of the capabilities that a user can use when they're looking at these reports. This user wants to look at the amounts over 10,000 in the data that was pulled out of here. So we'll select amount, and then we'll go down here and select greater than, and then I'm going to put 10,000 in here. And then since I've added that condition, then I go down here and say apply. And if you'll notice the amount here, we will see everything 10,000 or greater. So when I do the apply here, it's working through the data there, and then it's going to come back with the results, and it shows you there that. And at this point, if I like what I see, I can go down here and I can say I want to look at this and put this into a spreadsheet. So I'll click on the spreadsheet model, and it's going to take the model that I have just generated here with the additional customization and open it up into a spreadsheet. And then at this point, I can do some additional mining of this data in the spreadsheet, or I can there's another add-on feature from Datawatch called Data Prep that will allow me to do additional information with the data after I get it into the spreadsheet model. So at this point, and as you can see here, the amounts are all over 10,000 here. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of that. We'll go back here and change that customize back to get rid of that piece there, and then we'll go back to the data and make sure I've got that out. Nope, I didn't get it out, so let's go ahead and get rid of that. Apply that. So that takes us back to the original. So the next thing I want to show you here is the summary. And when I go into the summary, it will come up and it will pull out the summary information on this report itself. And right now, this is nice. I'm seeing some average share prices here, but I'm not seeing the detail I want to see. So let's go up here and do a customize, and then I can do some drill levels. So let's go down and drill down level 1 and see what that looks like. Okay, so it's giving me the subtotals. It's still giving me the same information, so I really want to go down a little deeper than that. So let's go ahead and go to the 2 here, and we'll do an apply. And then once I've done that, what you will see here is now that I've got the data here by month and the account number and the average share price for each month. And then this is the average over the whole year. So it's giving me some statistics that I want to look at here. Again, I can go down here and I can look at my Excel sheet here and put that down into an Excel spreadsheet and look at that data. And now then I can do additional work with that if I need to do that. So let's close this out. And then the next thing I'm going to look at here is Datawatch RMS, and this version gives me the capability to do some additional data mining online as well. So I can go back and pull information up out of the report and start doing some additional data mining. And one of the things here is, okay, it brings me up the top 10, and I look at this and say, okay, yeah, this is all nice, but I'd really like to try to group this information. So like I want to take this stock and I'm going to put it up here at the top. And now then, if you notice what it did, it allows me now to look at Emerging Middle Earth, International Undiscovered, and Prime Stake Reserve. So I can now look here at my Emerging Middle Earth, and I can see all the transactions that happened to this during each, during the months and stuff. And it's like, okay, well that looks good, but I want to go down just a little bit deeper than that, and I'm going to go up here and I'm going to drop the actions in the one below that. So now then I'm set up a couple tiers to look at these documents. So now then I can go down and I can look at my Emerging Middle Earth, and it now will break it down into 4 different areas. I've got my beginning balance, ending balance, periodic purchases, and international undiscovered. And say I want to go ahead and look at my ending balances just to see how it's gone through the year. I can go ahead and select this, and now then I can look at my ending balances and I can look at it and say, okay, is it going, is it doing what I thought it was going to do? And I can take this information and I can also go over here and I can put that into a spreadsheet as well. So I can do additional data analysis of that data as well. Okay, and so I'm going to do it separated by this, and then once I open this up, you'll be able to go out here and look at this information of what I've got out here. So that gives you an idea of what we can do with that. These are some of the capabilities that helps end users make more efficient and effective use of their time. Also reduces errors because now I'm not keying this information in from a report. I'm pulling it out of the reports with a computerized model and template. So now then it is in there correct, and then I can do additional data modeling. That's all I had for today, and if you need more information, please contact Bruce Foster at IBM, and we can set up further demonstrations to talk about this and the RMS and the RMS capabilities. Thank you.